host, and I'll be flicking this up to check your questions from time to time. If you haven't opened up your TRADERCOBB account, well, if you haven't got your TRADERCOBB course, visit the website in the description below. But if you haven't got your FTX trading account, please also visit the description below, because what you will find there is you'll find a link to 10% off your trading fees, which means more bucks in your pocket. That's a good thing. Something else that I wanted to bring up for this particular event is that I've got Louis, who's one of my mentors, doing a webinar tonight on how to rebuild a busted account, essentially, to take advantage during these periods of uncertainty and to grow yourself back into that position where you've got a decent position. So that's going to be at 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, I think it is, Australian Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. You'll also find the link to register for that particular webinar in the description below. So please go ahead and register for that, because it will be a fantastic event. Lou was one of my, well, an early client at TRADERCOBB, did the courses, and essentially went on to become an apprentice. So, you know, people that are involved in the community, that are helping other people out, that are posting their ideas and all this sort of stuff. You know, he was a really strong person in our community. So he got chosen to be one of my apprentices. I've worked with Lou for many years now, and I've watched him turn into a phenomenal trader. He's doing very, very well for himself, and now he's also involved in our community heavily as well. He's one of our mentors, so if you do want to look for a trading mentor and you have been through and completed the TRADERCOBB courses, then he's someone you can speak to about that. So he'll be running the webinar this evening, and again, it's free content, so just register at the link in the description below, and off you go. Enjoy the webinar. So, quick check to see if anyone's asked me anything. Not so far. Okie dokie. What we're going to do is we're going to go through and do a full perp scan here, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. All right. Let me just. By the way, I just want to check. Are you guys seeing this all okay? It looks like it should be there, live and ready to rock. Just checking. Yep, gotcha. Perfect. Excellent. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go through and we are going to do a full scan of the market here. We're going to start with Bitcoin, of course. I mean, look, we saw last week a bit of a rally. Let's have a look at how much that rally, because that was on the 13th. Today's the 18th, 5 days ago. So let's have a look from the low to the high of that move. Decent move. But again, we're still stuck in this. Look at this. It's kind of a bit all over the shop. Not loving it, I've got to be honest. Not loving it as far as Bitcoin goes. And if you look at the weekly here as well, have a look. It's not really shining the best picture. Last week it was down 0.2%. You know, no big deal, but it didn't really print much gain. So it's sort of sitting itself in a bit ugly land still. As the moving average has snuck down, you know, we've got 25,000 gets us back into the cradle zone, which a $4,000 move for here would certainly be nice, especially if it was to be gradual. The thing I like about moves like this is, you know, I mean, it'd be like nice to see it continue, obviously, creating a new higher low and breaking the higher high. Time will tell. But it's just the nice move through here. That gave trading opportunities the week before. Not this week. This week was a bit lackluster. This week was the week where the opportunity was. And we did make money throughout that period in the community. Well, sorry, I shouldn't say we all did, because I'm not sure of what they traded. But I did well through that run. Whoops. And now we've got a little move here. And we're pulling back a little bit. So what have we got? So what we have got is a higher low and a higher high. Now, the high didn't push on too strong, I've got to say. We do have a 4-hour uptrend, but what I'd really like to see is this trend to continue and pick up some pace. The move up, look, although it was a very decent move, didn't take out the highs too well, and this has been a steep pullback. I would have preferred to have seen it come into here, and that might have opened up an opportunity for a cradle trade for me, because this 4-hour trend is now established. I want to see it continue to move. I'm not interested in the 8-hour, and if I go lower, you'll see here it's not got anything interesting. So what we're going to be doing on this scan is focusing on this 4-hour time frame. So across the top 10, we can see that we are up, and we'll pick that up as we go through this perp list. Okay, we're looking for pullbacks into the cradle zone that represent opportunities for us. That's the big one that we are after. Nothing there. We'll go to A. We'll check this 8-hour here, because it's been on a bit of a run of late. Get rid of that level there, no longer relevant. Yeah, there's not much that I'm too interested in there either. I'm going to keep the 4 hour up because that is the time frame of choice for the time being. The 8 hour here on Cardano, moving averages have just crossed in the correct direction. But if I go to the 16, you'll note that the moving averages are not in the correct order, therefore eliminating the opportunity there for a cradle trade. Adventure Gold, nothing much going on there, very sideways. ACLX, I'll leave that. Algo, all right, that's pushed on. Let's go lower and see if there is any. Look, there is a little pullback. It's a single candle though, so there's not enough really swinging through here for me at this stage to warrant anything. It's good to see it pushing on, but look at it. It does this. It gets up, this ugly consolidation, up, ugly consolidation. I want to see more from my markets than that if it's going to take my money, or take my risk, I should say. Past Alice, past Alpha, onto Alt Perp. Excuse me. That 2, yeah, there wouldn't have been anything there. That 4, I would have preferred to see this down a little bit deeper, but as you can see, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, pull back in. I'm looking for that little bullish candle in here. An hour 53, I'm hopeful that in this particular scan, given the time that we've got, as in the actual time, we might actually find some good little 4 hour cradles here. That's the hope. Nothing there on Ample Fourth. Anchor's still very volatile. I'm going to be leaving that alone. Ape. Again, a little bit sticky tricky, a little bit of momentum, but not enough for me really to be excited about the position. We've had a cradle right there. Whether you would have taken it or not is debatable, but midway through that move there. AdSendX, very volatile market. I'm going to leave that. Ooh. How thin's Atlas? Doesn't look too bad. Back to the 4. And what I'm looking for there is if the charts look strange on that 4. We'll see if the 8 hour backs up our trend. There is a pullback there. There is a bullish candle there. That's going to go into a blue list. That's the first that makes the watch list at the moment. I'll check that daily. Well, we go low to high, so there's no uptrend on the daily, but there is definitely some momentum, obviously, with some big moves. We'll keep searching. Keep on searching. Not really cutting the mustard in here. Any level in there for those initiated? No. So what is, I would have liked to have seen a smaller candle in a little bit deeper. I'm going to go past that. AVAX with that trend definitely in motion. The 8 hours a little bit outside of the zone. The 4 hours a little bit too big, so I'll leave that. Axia looking a little bit congested in there. I can leave that. Look, Badger's there, but with the stop having to go down at this level, it makes that candle rather large. And just look at this, like it's just got this, it just has these wild movements, which does sort of take it away from me a little bit because I don't want to be trading where there's high chance of slippage. A little bit congested down here again on band. I'm going to move past that. Bat. Yeah, there's nothing there. I was just seeing if there was the potential for a short because I am open to being short the market as well. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just going to be following the trends that are presented to me. Wow, some radical movement up here on Bitcoin Cash with a good solid chunk just taken out of it with that candle at 3.5%. Notice the nice cyclicity that we did have. Now it's getting a little bit wishy-washy, a little bit wild. If it can drive on or perhaps even slowly pull back in, that could come on later. But right now it's a leave for me. Same with BitTorrent, Binance. Candle looks a little bit big. If the trade was on, it was probably that one just there. Oh, but then we go low to high, so it wasn't on there at all. Geez, I tell you what though, let me just break this down. I'm just seeing if there's any old levels that we've, not really, back to the old high through there. That's not really what I'm after to make it worthwhile. Look, I tell you what, I'll put it in because there is a bullish candle there. If it doesn't get any bigger, it might be worthwhile just considering, but for the time being, it just can't get any bigger. Now, for those of you that have just joined, I did say this at the very beginning of this webinar that there is Lou doing a webinar, of this live. Lou is doing a webinar on how to rebuild a blown out account tonight, 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. description in the link. Sorry, link in the description below. Please do jump on that webinar. Okay, coin 98 higher low, higher high, pulling back, bullish candle in the cradle. Let's just check that 8 hour. 8 hours got moving averages in the correct order. That could be an opportunity for later as well, or in an hour 50. That's what my later means. Bit of resistance right there. Not a perfect level, but I don't want to be getting long if there is a little bit of resistance ahead. Celsius, I can leave. Sorry, Cello I can leave. Celsius is also something I can leave. Chromia. Sadly, a big candle there. A little bit too big for me to sink my teeth into. There's going to have to be something out there that's just absolutely spot the dog, because we've got these beautiful 4-hour cradles in that cradle zone. I'm really hopeful here, actually, guys. I think we might actually. Well, I'm not gonna jinx myself. How about that? We got a bullish candle here on Kronos. Again, the high, just deep pullback, quick sharp move. Not the best for me, but the 8 hour doesn't look too bad at all. Look, I'll pop it in again as an option. You guys make your own choices in life, as do I. We'll just look at what's available and we can make our calls ourselves. I'm going to be leaving Civic. Quick check if there's any questions. Hey guys, thank you for the feedback and the lovely message. No questions, so I'll keep pushing on. Dash would have been nice pulling back in. It's not done that. It's driven higher. DeFi, again, deep pullback, little high, big candle. That's enough reason for me to leave that. Geez, Dent's been on a run. What was that? 18%. Not much to work with right now, though. Problem I've got with Dodo is that it's quite thinly traded. Look at this. See these candles that look a bit sort of spotty? That's just telling me that there's a low level of liquidity for the time being on Dodo. Now, I have looked at Dodo and looked to trade it before. However, it is quite thin at the moment, and I'm not interested in thin markets. Not enough momentum there on the old Dogemeister. Big candle on dot, so I can go past that. Dragon, unfortunately, is quite large. Too large. Good to see some strength coming into the market, though. I've got to say that. I'm not going to go past and just complain about the candles being big. I'm excited to see some very strong moves coming in at the early stage of the week. Hopefully, it can continue through, and we do see a very strong week, because that would be just super duper. Geez, it's been a really strong run on Ethereum Classic. Let's jump lower and see. Oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Not enough there for me, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. Although, geez, I wonder if that was any good. If it was, I wasn't around. ETH's had a bloody good run too, hasn't it? I mean, let's be realistic about Ethereum. We came down slightly higher low, so and then a higher high. So we do have an uptrend. It's very messy though. I mean, I'm not stoked about it at all, but I mean that's a 40% gain over the space of 4 days. That's crypto. Welcome to the party. But for the time being, it's really a matter of yeah, waiting to see if we get anything later. Bit of resistance probably coming up, but it's not relevant at the moment, so yeah, there's nothing there for me at this stage on ETH. Having a good run though. Uptrend, what do we got here? Region of resistance, 4 hour, a little bit big. The resistance is not too much of a worry. How big is that going to be? 1.68, doesn't it? It's not, oopsies. It ain't too bad. I'll pop it in. Why not? It's in a good spot. Really good cyclicity. Looking good. Bond feeder. Wowzers. 69% day. And then another massive day. Either way, she's gone a bit Burko for me. I'm going to be leaving that alone. File. Big old bust out there. Big candle there. Nothing much to do. What was yesterday's move? That must have been a doozy. Huh? Not really. Anyway, one big candle. Flamingo, I can go past. Flow, I can go past. Phantom. Not enough there for me. Again, I'm looking for that bouncing ball cyclicity, just like this. Bounce up, pull back. Bounce up, pull back. Beautiful trend. With the stop having to be under here, that makes that candle a little bit on the large side. And it looks like there is a little bit of a region of resistance ahead, so that will rule that out for me. Notice how I go through each of the elements of the checklist to find or eliminate these charts. It's not rocket science here, ladies and gentlemen. It's very basic stuff. It's just consistency. So we've got old support that ran through here. It broke. We're now back retesting or close to retesting. Let's check that on the 8. Sadly, the 8 is in the right order, but the 16 is not going to be. No. And I'm just looking at this 4 hour, and yes, while this is the major leg, there is a little lower high. That is our pullback here, right? Pullback, but there is a little scratch there. So whether you like that or not, I'm just going to pop it in for my own record because that's not looking too bad at the moment. We might eliminate at the end some of the opportunity or some of these in the watch list if we see that they're not quite as good as some of the other options we've got. So it's just a matter of creating a list and potentially thinning it out. Holy Trinity's been quite wild of late with those big candles. However, well, we don't really have an 8 hour uptrend that's going to be good enough. That little pullback there, it's a little tiny blip on the 8, bullish candle there off the $7 mark on the nose, pretty much $6.99.44. I'm going to go past it though. I am not in a rush. I'm looking for good trades. No, I can. Oh, hang on. Let me just go back to that. Quick little sticky beak down here. It's divergent on the 4. The level's not great. Yeah, I can go past it, but it's always good to, if you do start to see something with a little bit of a level, if you know what the breakout is, just to go for a little bit more of a scratch around, just to see, is there something there that is worthwhile? Because you never know your luck in the big city. And for me, I'm out of the big city today. As you can tell, I'm not in my office. I am back in Noosa. And I got a big day of getting work done. And the ocean's flat, so you know what that means. This guy's going fishing, and the snapper season is closed. So I'm going to go try and catch myself some mulloway. Because you know what I'm learning more and more? Balance in life. Because when you've got balance in life, geez, I'm a better person. I trade better. I'm happier. I'm more effective. I'm more efficient. And, well, fishing's my equilibrium. So I'm going to be doing that late afternoon. Nothing much through here at this stage. And for those of you that are listening that do not have any clue of fishing or any inkling or desire, sorry, not sorry. I love it. It makes me happy. Matic. Well, Matic, what have we here? Bullish candle, but it's not really pulled back. You know, like if it had to come into here, I'd be like, woo. But I'm not. I'm not like woo. I'm like boo. So, nah. On to mid-cap. Big candle starting to come in, and a lot of big candles across the board here. Resistance up there. Plenty of room for a 1-to-1. Let's just check that 8. There is an uptrend. The moving averages are in the correct order. It's a little bit on the large side. I'm going to pop it in though. Just because if it doesn't do anything more, I can make a decision of whether I'm willing to carry that risk or not. I'm going to let that roll for now. Of course, I've got an hour 41 until decisions need to really be made. That's a heck of a candle. Whooshka, 29%, and then whooshka, back down. Not interested on metal, MVDA. I'm going to mark that. So I'm just taking in these 2 high points through here as some resistance, right? Now, I know we've broken through it, but we have rejected off of it. My concern at this point in time is that I don't want to be going long before resistance. Now, if we were to push above that and then pull back into there, different story. That would be a bonus factor. But we don't have that right now. So for me, I'm going to have to expel that from me charts, mate. Let's check out how this puppy's doing. Oh, that one's bang on the schnozzer. Look at that. Yeah, I can't get long above it, but again, the reference point goes in for one simple reason. Let's say we do see the market have a good run up today. Let's say this evening we see it starting to pull back. Well, this is the sort of point where I want to be looking for boosters or cradles from. Okay, if we push up above and start to pull back, pulling back into that old resistance level, could present us with some belter cradles to the upside. So it's not going to go into the watch list, but I tell you what, I'm going to reference point that level. You better believe it. Too big on Neo. No. Okay, be a little bit scraggly. I've got a rule in my trading courses that, and just in myself as well, that if it's not clear, it's not there. And I tend to, one of my indicators of that is when I'm like, when I start making weird noises, that tends to tell me that I'm not seeing exactly what I want to see. OMG, very close. Candle size, that's my issue. I'm going to go past it. It's not so much of a gut feeling thing. It's just trusting the fact that, when I see a good trade that fits the rules, it's usually pretty instant. And if I don't have that instantaneous feeling of yes, then it tends to be something that I'm probably best just to leave. That's over 17 years of trading that I've discovered that in myself. Beautiful pullback there, but it's a wild perp chart to be fair. Let's look at that 8. It's just, yes, there's a high low. It's just coming out of a bit of a mess. It's still a bit messy. Yes, it's a perfect little bullish candle. For me, I'm going to leave that. We move forward. We move on. Nothing on the old prom, Pundy, Cutum. Cutum? No. Ray. G'day, Ray. Again, not ticking the boxes too well there for me. I hope you're well too, by the way, guys. I hope you're having a great day and you've had a great weekend and that life is filling you with joy. Because I tell you what, I'm feeling about as good as a man can feel right now. I'm feeling very happy, very focused, driven. I'm excited for life. And it's bloody good. That's why I just hope you all feel the same way. And if you're not, don't worry. You'll come good. I had some pretty hard times for a while there too. But you be good, you'll come good. This thing here is secret. Higher low, higher high. I'm going to put this in the list because if it does keep coming back in a bit further, maybe into here, that'd be something that I'd be okay with. And look, I know you might be saying, well, hang on, Craig, look at the wildness of that candle. It's a single candle, and the thing is, it's slowed down. The volatility has started to ease back, giving us that nice, gentle pullback. If it comes back in a bit further, that's definitely something I'd be keen on. Ooh, serum ecosystem. Bah! See these little dots and spots? See how this chart looks a little bit funny? That indicates to me it's a thinly traded market. Now, for other people that, if you're trading a relatively small account, won't worry the slippage so much. But if you are trading with a little bit of size, it does carry more risk. And it's a nice trend, but I'm going to have to leave that. Smooth love, no. Synthetics, no. Solana, bit big considering stop there if one were to take it. Entry up there, too large, too large, too large. Serum. Serum, a little bit wonky up there. I'm going to leave that and take it out of my other list there, Charlie Brown. Step Finance. No, thank you. No, thank you. Storage. No, I'm not interested in storage. Stacks perp. There's a higher low, there's a higher high, although only very gradual. There is a higher low, there is a higher high. A little bit more steepness to that, but still gradual. Now we've got a little bit of a funky little Cold Medina down going on here. That candle was a nice one if it was smaller. Stop needing to be there. Entry up here. It does look good as far as where it's stepping out, but I'm going to look at this level up here. Look, you're taking these two with that high. It's a region of resistance coming up. Without that chart being spot the dog perfection, I am going to leave that. Don't forget, the methodology and the way that I teach and the way that I trade is to look for reasons not to take a trade. I'm not coming through the market every day going, ooh, I want to take a trade. No, I'm looking at the market going, have you given me what I need to see for me to risk my hard-earned dollars to enter you, the market? That came out really wrong. But to enter, you know, to take on risk, there we go, that's what I'm trying to say. And if I don't have what I need, I'm not going to chase the bloody market. I wait until I'm in a dance with the market. If I'm in a dance with the market, we can work together. Okay, here we, oh no, bugger. I was looking at Tron here on the 8 because look, we do have a pullback here, a higher low. We do have a bullish candle right there. We've still got plenty of time, of course. But I've got to match that up with a 16-hour trend. And reality is that we just don't have one. So that rules out the 8. Let's check that 4 again. Doesn't rule out the 4. How did I go past that? All right, messy through here, but we do have a higher low, a higher pullback. That's a bullish candle in the cradle, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Tron. Welcome to the party. Uni perp, I can leave. Uni swap. The 8 hours there. That's what I was looking at. If that candle doesn't get too much bigger, it's a maybe, baby. But if it does get bigger, it's a no schmo. I didn't really work that well, did it? Gold, I'm not interested in gold. Too thinly traded. XEM, no. Stellar, no thanks. Monero, not for me. XRP is having a move, but it's doing it in a messy fashion. We want this cyclicity to kick. Give us these opportunities by giving us good trends. Me market friend. Zcash, Zilliqa, these are no's for me. ZRX is a no, and we're back at Bitcoin, which means we go to our list. What have we here? Mostly 4 hours. Going to wait and see how that closes. Of course, we've got an hour 33 to go, so still a bit of waiting time for this 4 hour candle to close. However, if we do not see the market, the candles get too much bigger, it does look as though we are going to have a number of opportunities on the 4 hour time frame to trade with your FTX perpetual contracts if that's what you do. Of course, link below if you want 10% off your trading fees with FTX. Bullish candle here on BNB. I don't want that to get any bigger. I don't have a problem with it at this stage. I do like the build up price action. If I jump across now to the 12, I'll show you what I mean. Actually, it's probably better on the daily. Notice how we've got a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, but we haven't really done too much. We haven't let go yet. We haven't gone on. I'm not suggesting that it is going to go on, but I do like the way that this is the first time we've actually had some decent trend cyclicity. Now, if this thing doesn't close bullish and it does come back down through here, I'm still going to stalk a little bullish candle down here. The same can be said for all of these uptrends. The focus right now is on the uptrend because that's what exists with cyclicity. The focus is the 4 hour because that is a time frame of opportunity right now. Binance, don't want it to get any bigger. Maybe for later on. C98, higher low, higher high, bullish candle. Again, what we're toying with at the moment is the size of some of these candles. It looks fine at the moment on C98. We'll wait and see how we close in an hour 30. Crow, well look, I'm going to take Crow out because if we compare something like C98, which had a nice pullback, good step out, and a clean pullback in, you compare that now to Crow, it did move. It's been a little bit messy through this and a bit of a skewed pullback with potential resistance ahead. All three of those things now take me to eliminating Crow. Exchange perp, please don't get any bigger. Stop would need to be here if you were to follow the cradle rules, if that was the way that you traded. There is a trend in motion. I do not mind this at all right now, but we've got to wait the hour 30. Gala in a very similar position here with this major pullback. It's got this little tick through here. I'm not too concerned about that personally because I do see this as being the pullback. Pullback 1, pullback 2, pullback 3, looking quite tidy. Maker. Mr. Maker. Mr. Maker. Oh, if you've got, 3 or 4 or 5 year olds, you know what I'm talking about. That guy creeps me out, man. Anyway, that candle's probably a little bit too big considering some of the other options that I've got. And this is what we do. We build the watch list. We take away from that. That's why I always come back at the end and do another look through because some of these charts, they're not going to fit quite as nicely as the others. And this is a process of elimination, giving me the cream of the crop. That's what I'm trying to do when I do these scans. When it comes to perp, a little pullback further, that's going to be quite nice. It's still got to come in. I'm not looking to trade this. I want it to come in a bit further. On to Tron next, which has a bullish candle on the 4 hour. I'm liking the look of that. So we'll see how that closes. It's a very clean, tidy pullback. And finally on to Uniswap with this candle. Hopefully it doesn't get too much bigger. So there you go, guys. That's our watch list for today. Wish me luck fishing this afternoon. I'm going to quickly see if there's any questions throughout this. The 2 hour, a little bit off there, Robbie. Looking at your next two time frames, EMAs are in the correct order. The essential factors is just the next higher time frame. Has your rules changed? Oh no, sorry. If I don't mean the next. If I said the next two higher time frames, I didn't mean that. I mean if I find it on the 4 hour time frame, it's the 8 that needs to match. If I find it on the 2, it's the 4. So you are absolutely spot on. And if I said that 2 higher time frames, that was a slip of the tongue, and not you deciphering the rules wrong. If I've got let's use Uniswap here. Moving averages are in the correct order here on the 4 hour. What I need now is to have the 8 hour also with the moving averages in the correct order. Therefore, tick that box. Apologies if I caused any confusion in saying that. So, again, 2 things to state. 1, jump on Lou's webinar tonight about rebuilding your portfolio. 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Link is in the description below. 2, open up your FTX trading account and get 10% off your trading fees. And 3, jump across to become a trader course at TRADERCOBB.com. Better yet, go and do the full paid course, become a master, and get yourself into the community where you'll get me and my crew helping you be the best trader you can be. I'm feeling top of the world. I hope you are too. Have a great day, and let's see how these unfold throughout the session. Thank you very much for your time. Bye for now.